Hello everyone, this is Antonio speaking. Today I am going to talk about cremation. What happens if you are cremated? And the reason that brought me to speak about this issue is there's so many questions that I get about cremation and what happens if I choose to be cremated. Is there anything spiritually wrong with being cremated? Okay, when we talk about cremation, we're talking about burning the body. And if you burn the body, you reduce the body to ashes, to dust. But let's not forget that everything is dust that moves into form and out of form, into form and out of form. In reality, everything is, in physical form, stardust. So this body is stardust. And the body you're looking at right now, it is not me. It is something I use, or a device I use to do the experience I choose to do in this lifetime, to fulfill the mission. But the body is not solid, so we cannot attach ourselves to the body. Example, if I do this, and I go like this, I guarantee you there's enough of my body on this table for the police to find me anywhere in the world. So, is cremation the end of time, or should I say, the end of this life, the end of this journey, a good thing? Well, yes and no, and I will explain. For me, it's a good thing. Be cremated, put in the box. What's being put in the box actually, and what was cremated, was the last body I had before I left. Because don't forget, we change 6 billion cells a day. The body I had last month, it is not exactly the body I have today. And the body in which I was born, it's been a long time, I don't have it. So please don't forget this. So if I am cremated and put in the box, it's just a memory for my family or friends or whatever to keep of me. But that's not me. Okay? Good. So, I want to be cremated. It's simple, it's easy, and in the story. But cremation is not a good thing for many people on this earth. And I explain with all due respect. You see, because this is my life, this is my teaching, and this is my journey to know about self, spirituality, and who I really am and what I'm doing here. So I am aware of what happens on the other side, without any pretension. And then again, it is up to you to believe or not believe. It belongs to you. Now, why isn't it good for a lot of people? You see, when we die, when we pass away, and again I repeat, it's not the same for everybody. But to give you an idea, we go into a deep sleep that could last, again I repeat, it's not the same for everybody, it could last 3 days. And then we awake. But actually we awake to a different reality. Example, if you were ill, if you were sick, you are no longer sick. If you were handicapped, you are no longer handicapped. So you feel good, you're okay, everything's fine. What is going on here? The problem is you don't know where you are or what is going on. And you are going to move towards those you left behind, your family, your spouse, whatever. Those you felt comfortable, those you left behind, period. Because you don't know you're dead. You don't understand. And this is where cremation comes into account. Your spirit guide, your best friend, your protector, whether you believe it or not, I mean, that's up to you. This is my explanation. You can throw it in the garbage if you want to. Needs to help you cross over, bring you back home, your true home. And if you are spiritually ignorant about what happens after death, I mean, with all due respect, many religions, or the majority of them, don't explain clearly what happens on the other side. There's a lot of confusion. Some religions, I'm not going to name any of them, believe that you go underground and you wait for Judgment Day. Can you imagine? Those who were buried 150,000 years ago. They're still waiting. Anyway. So your spirit guide, the best way to convince you that you are no longer part of this world is to show you the body. But there's no body. It was burned. So this is where the problem comes in. There is no body. Yes, they have different ways to approach this situation, like taking the form of your grandfather, or of your father, or your best friend, to convince you that you are no longer part of this world. Come with me. But it doesn't mean it's going to work. It may take time. But if there's the body for them to show you, see, that used to be you. It's not moving. You're here with me. Your spirit. It's over. Come home. So do you see the difference? Those who are spiritually aware don't need to see the body. I already know where I am and where I should go. I already know the tunnel, the corridor. Goodbye, I'm gone. Back home, where I belong. Because this was just a school. I came here for a course. But those who don't, that are, stuck in the illusion of life, that I am this body, and I am this life, and I am what I have, and so on, it can be very confusing for them. Very confusing. Of course, there's more to it than this. What happens? What is the typical thing that happens when someone stays behind? Locked in confusion. Because their energy, they can and they will mess with those that stayed behind. We feel like a heavy weight on our heads sometimes. Television, lights may go on and off for no reason. Sometimes the car starts, it doesn't start. A glass falls from a strange place. A door just slams. You see, it is not, of course there's ways to treat this, but that's another lesson. But it can be very confusing, very complicated, and very hard to go through. Because they don't believe they're dead, they cannot see the body, they refuse to go, and they stay. And when they decide to stay, they're nowhere. Because they can't live here, and they can't live on the other side. It's like crossing a bridge, but staying in the bridge, or on the bridge. So cremation is just another way. I mean, cremation exists, I don't know, over 3,000 years or more. But this is the explanation I have to give to those who ask me about cremation. I hope I brought some clarity to questions you may have, because we all gonna die. We all gonna die. I mean, no one wants to stay here. And like Wayne Dyer used to say, it is good, or we should contemplate dying before dying. Because if you are able to die before you die, then the rest of the journey, the rest of your life, you do it peacefully. Because you make peace with death, with the ultimate. You know, I call it the big door, open, and I went home. Okay? Thank you for listening to me. I hope this clarifies many of your questions. Thank you.